Okay, I've taken the doors off this unit. Hang on a minute, let me turn the TV down for a second. There we go. Taking the doors off this unit for two reasons. One, I've got some gluing to do of some delaminated veneer. And two, it just needs a good cleaning inside. Like I said, this has been sitting since 2006. It's never been thoroughly cleaned out and inspected for damage and stuff. All in all, it's not in bad shape. We have some veneer lift here in spots. You know, nothing, a little bit of glue can't be injected back into. Piece of wood put over and it clamped back down. But internally, it's a little bit of a crack right there. I'm not too worried about. That's probably just from it being so wet and it dried. And there's a little bit here too, nothing major. And our veneer's good on this side. Now, back over here, we have veneer lift. Of course, it needs clamped and glued back down, and this whole side is loose, as you can see. So at least it's all along one side. I can get a nice piece of wood and clamp that and make it all right again. Some of the decorative details rough on the cabinet. I'm going to give that a little bit of light sand, I think. I'm debating whether I want to really refinish this thing or just try to clean it up with some Scott's liquid gold, because I've done that before. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll retouch some of these spots that are bare with a little bit of stain to kind of blend them in some. But the side is so rough, it's not smooth, and the top is completely dead and it's real rough. And I can take this off now, so it's loose. And we'll lay it over here. Okay. And here's our head. You can see. Got the platter off. And this piece, hopefully by the grace of God, will come off fairly easy. Because some of these can be a pain in the butt. And I don't ever remember having this one off. Ooh, that was easy. And you can see Victrola number 2. I've tried to do good in taking care of this head for this machine, because these are hard to find intact. And a lot of times if you do, these will vibrate real bad right here because the diaphragm's dried out and cracked. So it's nice to have one that's in good shape and doesn't vibrate real hateful. Let's put this directly over on the table with our other parts so nothing happens to it. And actually, over here, this is actually out of one of my portable players. And it's got a solid diaphragm underneath this cover, and it's split and it rattles. Sounds horrible when it plays, but that's for a Victor machine too. But this one we don't want nothing to happen to. Okay. Take the crank out of the side. Put this over here. Now another reason I've removed the doors, we got a lot of delamination on our veneer right here. It needs clamped and redone. Now as you can see, the finish on the inside is really nice, real glossy, whereas outside is just dead. Same things with these bottom record storage doors. There's maybe this ain't the one. One of them's delaminated real bad. Yeah, right there. Whole side is pulled apart. So hopefully a little bit of glue and some clamp time, that'll pull that right back together with no problem. And again, that finish is just nice and high gloss inside of there. And I did find a lot of stuff I'd forgotten about in the bottom of this cabinet. First off, let me say, when you take something like this apart, bag your parts. It's always a good thing to bag what you have. That way you got it for safekeeping, nothing gets lost. This is all my needles and pieces of veneer and miscellaneous screws and bolts I found in the cabinet as I'm taking it apart. All your hardware for your doors like this, I've taken apart and labeled. Bottom doors, that's for my prop for the top. This is for the speaker doors, and again for the bottom. Put my latches all in the cases. These are handy to have. It just takes a second, saves a lot of cussing and aggravation, and when you go back to find your parts, they'll be right there waiting for you. But yeah, I found some old stuff in here, old Reader's Digests from 1934. I'd forgotten I'd bought them years ago. This platter I had made out of a piece of cutting board with felt over top. I used to lay my 33, my 45s on these with an adapter and clean them. I'd forgotten about that. And then just other miscellaneous stuff, you know, newspaper clips out of things. You know, just a little bit of everything. And this actually is the company that I bought this out of that went out of business. It was called Petersyme's Incubator. And that was the company that had the auction that I bought this from. So, when I go to part 3, hopefully I'll have this on this back and I can give you a little bit better look. I gotta pull the mechanism too, so that'll be the next part. Stay tuned.